The interesting part about all of this is I always talk about this idea of finding the common ground, right? I'm a full believer in not trying to be different. I'm the full believer in I don't want to know your unique selling proposition. I don't want to know what makes you so different, because I really don't think that we are that different. When I look at things, and when I look at it from any approach, whether it's marketing or just life in general, the first thing I want to find is common ground. What is it that I can connect you with on, right? So when I would speak like Jerry or Kim, right, we will immediately connect on something that we both have in common. And then we start a relationship that is based on commonalities than differences.
Yep.
And I have found that in business specifically, it has pretty much changed my entire outlook on how I connect with people, on how I communicate with people, and how I bring that trust. Because instead of focusing on this, hey guys, let's just talk about all of these unique factors, it's going to back and saying, well, what do your patients actually want from you? What do your clients actually want for you, right? And so it's trying to figure out these ways of saying, am I playing in two different places right now? I don't know. My team is on board sometimes, and they start putting the videos everywhere. So sometimes if I'm echoing, I'm sorry. I may be on 5 different sites right now, guys. Just FYI. Sorry, Kim, I didn't warn you about this, but yes, this is being played live in multiple places. Just FYI.
Great.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So taking that into consideration, what you're doing right now, that's kind of cool that you're spending so much time on understanding behaviors before you get into the systems part of it. I think Albert Einstein said that if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's going to live the entire life thinking it's stupid.
Correct.
Right?
That's one of my favorite quotes ever, because we do that so often, right? We judge them, and then sometimes we punish or beat them up for not being able to climb that tree, but they're a fish.
Yeah. Right, but they're a fish. So if we don't give our people this space to grow, if we don't give our people the space to recognize their own strengths and what they actually want to do, that's just pretty much, we're never going to be satisfied.
True. Yeah.
At either end of it, right? So what I have been doing also, and perhaps this is what you guys are doing too right now, I don't think I've been doing it just now, but I kind of do it all the time, where every time there is a project that I'm working on, or something that, my team and I are in team meetings, and I tell them, hey, I want to do this, I pretty much let them tell me what part of it do they want to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would say is I would tell a project, and I said, okay, so we are going to be doing this online course. So for the online course, I need content, I need graphic, I need somebody who's going to create all the videos and edit them. I need somebody who's going to go ahead and create and reach out for press, for making sure we talk about this project, who wants to do what. And here's the thing, they start picking it up so quickly. Like one person will say, hey, Minal, I'm going to take care of the graphics. And somebody will say, great, I'm going to do a reach out, and I'm going to work on the content and the worksheet pieces as well. And then what I quickly realize is that as soon as I open the table to them and give them a seat at the table, instead of me making the decisions for them, but let them make the decisions for themselves. And then what I receive at the end as a product is incredible, because they actually enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah. Yes. Right. And often, like you said earlier on in this, sometimes it's way better ideas and way better design or outcome than had you done it on your own or just followed, tried to do it on your own. Yeah.
Well, so one of the things that I think that if you guys are watching this right now, and hi Molly, hi Robert, hey Claire, hi Tanya, hi Mona, hello. I know you guys are watching me in multiple different places. I'm sorry that I can't see everybody who's watching here, but so many people who are watching right now, hello, make sure you say hi so I know who you are. But I would actually advise this to a way for you to level up right now if you are working in Insight. First of all, so before I jump into my idea, Jerry, you mentioned that you do a very heavy disc profiling. Do you work with disc? Is that what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you give a little bit about how that actually works for the people who haven't done that, and how is it helpful for their own teams?
Yeah. So I was introduced to DISC probably about 7 years ago as a behavioral style or personality style assessment. And having taken many, including Myers-Briggs or all of these, sometimes they're very complex and deep and multiple levels. And DISC struck me as very simplistic, especially when working with teams. Easy to understand. So DISC basically takes the different dimensions of behavior and personality and splits them into 2 and then 4 dimensions, right? D standing for a dominant style, more direct dominant style. I standing for a more influential, energetic, outgoing, influential style. S for steadiness. So that's your calmer, more thought-provoked, or more calm or steady. Really, the words kind of speak for themselves. And then C stands for conscientious. That's your more analytical, your hygienist type, if you will, and so often my doctors, right? Those very analytical, concise, conscientious styles. And I use it with teams to help them, number one, understand themselves. Or like Kim, when I gave her the full assessment, and she was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. And Kim is a D. She's more of a D, but she's down towards more of the C also. And if you might imagine, I am a high I. Like, whoa, right? So, but if I always in my I style come at somebody like Kim, or somebody in that very conscientious style, which would be a polar opposite of me, right? In my style, what tends to happen if I don't understand you as a C, let's say you're a C, Minal, or I don't understand Kim's style, and I just come at you in my style, I get resistance maybe, or someone, if I'm coming at that style and they're like, whoa, what is up with you? You're so animated and alive about this idea or whatever, and they need time to process it, or they have to think about what you're saying, or they want to see some facts, but I haven't come with any. Right, then we get disappointment, or expectations are unmet, or that C or that D style is like, whoa, give me the facts. What's it going to be? I don't need to hear all the fluffy story that you're excited about. Just give me all the things, right, Kim? And just tell me how it's done. Right? If I don't understand my own style or my own self enough, I might get hurt feelings about that. And then I think, wow, gosh, she was kind of a jerk. Like, she just blew me off, or she doesn't like my idea, or she doesn't like me, and vice versa, right? So it helps us to learn each other's styles as well. And I spend quite a bit of time on this with my teams in the very beginning when I start to work with them, because I say, when it comes to writing those policies and systems, when it comes to leveling up in your business or your practice, when you start to engage in conversation around the ideas of what should we do to level up, or what do we need to do with this system, and we start to have conversation with each other, or we want to get an idea across, but it's just in the way that I present, I might get resistance, or even a doctor or hygienist or somebody not even wanting to hear what I have to say because of the way that I might present it. But if I know how you like to receive information and be communicated with, I can still be enthusiastic in my I style. I can still bring energy to it. But I also better have taken some time to put some detail and thought-provoking steps and ideas into it so that you can receive it and consider it. Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense, because you're trying, and I think what the difference here is that usually, and I talked about this quite a bit in my book, where people want to have systems in place, right? So for example, we all want to have systems in place. Systems are important for us to grow. Yeah. Systems are necessary for us to be organized. But what I'm coming to understand with a lot of businesses is, especially dental practices, they almost want to make their dental practice into a Chipotle. You go in and you are like, do you want a burrito? I love Chipotle too, but like, do you want a burrito? Do you want a taco? Do you want a bowl, right? Okay, and then we go directly, and now we are going to go to the rice. Do you want the rice or the beans? What kind of rice? Cilantro rice, brown rice? Do you want what kind of beans? And then we go to the veggie and the meat section, and then we go to all the topping section, right? Clearly, you can tell I love tacos. This is a known fact. But so what happens is, when you have systems like Chipotle, like Subway, like Pizza Hut, like Domino's, like McDonald's, when you look at these systems, right, where there is a protocol and everybody's following it, while they are very efficient in that environment, what they don't contribute, what they don't take into account is that the person who may be doing the veggie toppings, compared to the person who's doing the meat toppings, perhaps the person who's doing the meat toppings, it takes them half an hour to prepare the meat. But let's just say the veggie person is actually somebody who cooks the meat a lot quicker. But we never gave them the opportunity to say that or to find that out. Now, in the dental practice, or especially in marketing, when we start looking at projects and strategies and campaigns to put together, we are somehow assuming that everybody's on an equal level.
Right.
But they're not. No. We are humans. We are individuals, and we have our strengths and we have our weaknesses. You know, it may take me 10 minutes to make a video, and Jerry, you're like, I hate this. What am I doing here, right? But it will take you 10 minutes to do a disc test, which I won't be able to do, but you will. And there are times where our own team members can accomplish a task in half a day, and some will accomplish it in one full day. It doesn't mean that there is anything wrong with them. It doesn't mean that there is an issue there. There are no issues. It's just that they have different strengths.
Yep, absolutely.
But if we have this power of understanding those strengths and realizing that we can actually leverage those strengths, wouldn't we just be so much successful as a team and as a business, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I talk about this with people all the time, where I said, if we were to step away from micromanagement and creating work and systems where, instead of us starting to say this is all the same, to understanding it's not all the same, and then accepting that it's not all the same, and then allowing our own team members to kind of show us how good they are at something, why not? So a way that we have been leveling up our teams is like this, right? So my own team and the doctors and the clients that I've been working with, the way I help them level up their team right now, because it's pause time, is so right now all your team members are at home. Let's give them all a project. We'll make it a simple project, right? All you have to do is do X, Y, and Z. And we give the same instructions to everybody to do this X amount of project. And then we give them the same amount of time, and we'll see the kind of content we are receiving from them. And immediately we knew who can do what.
Yeah.
Right? And then we brought that project in, and then we said, okay, guys, so here's the content that we received. Now, the next step we want to do is this. Given Kim, who is D, right? She's more dominant. Given Kim, she's more really good at taking this up and making it into something that we can just send out to the public, to our patients right now. So she's going to handle that. Given that Minal is very, hey, let's go do this and blah, 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 blah. Let's make her the face of this content so that she's the one who's being out there. And now the team's like working together.
Yes.
And I know that's exactly what you guys are doing, but in a different scenario. While I'm doing that in marketing, you're doing it inside the practices.
Absolutely.
Right? And helping them do that. So that's absolutely one way of us to level up our own teams right now.